Okay, so I already post part one. Um, I guess I'll call this part one A because this around the same time that I was living on the house on the hill. Um, so and because that was such a good story, like a feel good story for me, I didn't want to mix it up with this one. So just in case, like I just wanted to listen to that one just to give me some encouragement. I didn't want it to be mixed up with this part here. So anyway, like I tell you the story about me going to the park and getting some Kentucky for free and giving it to my parents, and they was just so happy to see me because they thought I was lost. Um, After that, I I just remember things getting downhill from there. It was just a lot of rowing between my mommy and my daddy. They used to like um, row and fight a lot. A lot of balls used to be getting thrown. Well, from my mommy to my daddy. I never really see my daddy like interact back with her. Like it just used to hear his voice, and like I say, that was part of the reason why like I was scared of my daddy because at that point in time I don't think I ever got beaten yet from my daddy. So but what used to scare me but him was his voice. Like I used to always say like if I ever hear how God sound, I think God my daddy sound like God because he just had this deep but it used to carry. It just used to carry. Like I could be way in the back of the yard and it sounded my daddy sounding right next to me. When he round me, when we way and our yard was huge. Our yard was huge. So like I find the back of the yard and literally like it sounded like he rowing with herself. Only if I get close to the house I could hear my mommy. I could hear her when I get close. But when I far, all I hear is that's all I hear and I could hear that from far. I could hear exactly what he's saying, everything. Like he just used to sound his voice used to be like thunder. So I really was scared of my daddy from like just off his voice. Like it wasn't really nothing else that he do would make me scared of him. Like literally my daddy was super fun. My daddy always used to take me going away. Like always on some plane, going someplace in the Caribbean because he used to go for work. And well, I just used to go with him. And I just remember like a lot of times, like I mean, I don't know how good this is now that you think about it, but I just got to leave to my own devices. So while he dealing with his business, I somewhere doing something. I never to really be around him when he doing his stuff. Like I always used to be somewhere doing something. So I remember where um like I say it was just a lot of rowing that started to become like the norm. Just used to be row, 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 row. I used to watch my mommy throw balls and my daddy like big rum bottles and stuff like that. And I watched my daddy bleed a couple of times. He used to get scar up. And I remember one day I was in my room and I think I was sick because I remember clearly earlier on that day, like my medicine was literally my urine. Like my daddy made me piss in his cup and he made me drink some of my urine. And I remember I just was sick with something and he made me drink my own urine. And um and for those who don't know what urine is, it's piss. Yes, it's piss. I had to piss in a cup and drink my own piss. That's what my daddy made me do. And of course I trust him because my daddy's the fun one. My mom used to be the rowdy one. My daddy was the fun one. So um mind you, I say my mommy was a rowdy one, but my mommy always used to like show me the love though. My daddy never really showed it to me, but I just could feel it. So it was like a weird dynamic like going on there. So I remember I was in my room. They was ramen like normal, and I think I wanted to go in the kitchen to get something. So over here is the hallway to the bedrooms. Where it was ramen was like the little um um living room area, and then the door over there straight ahead is to get inside the kitchen. So now I have to pass them to get to this kitchen. So as soon as I get into the living room now, I see my daddy standing like almost like in the doorway of the kitchen, but he ain't really. I could actually go around him if I wanted to, but I just like stand up there and watch because I watch my mommy like dousing my daddy with this rum, and I didn't know what was going on. Like I say, I don't know. I just say, okay, well, this one is new. I used to see her biting him with a bottle, cracking the bottle on him, stuff like that. But now she just emptying out the stuff. So, and like I said, I didn't even know that was rum. Only now I can tell you that was rum. But then I just know that that's something theirs drink. I don't drink that, but that theirs drink that. So, and I remember when I was younger too, like my daddy let me taste. I think it was a beer. I think he poured his beer like in his cap and let me taste it. And I was like, oh my god, why you drink that? I think it was beer. I don't know if it's beer or it was rum. I don't know, but I can't remember. But I remember tasting this thing out of this cap when my daddy was drinking. I was just like, oh my god, this tastes so bad. I can't do it. So, um, anyway, like I see my mommy dousing my daddy with this thing in this bottle, and then she just light something and then she light him on fire. I watched my daddy like flame on, like literally like my daddy from head to toe, engulf in flames. And I watched my daddy just burst out running out the house, and I didn't see him no more. Like he just gone. He gone outside. I I was so in shock. Because my daddy wasn't screaming. He wasn't bawling. He wasn't crying. None of these things. All I remember is he was just on fire, and then he just ran out the house. He stopped dropping because up to this day my daddy don't have like a burn scar on him, no nothing. So I mean he have some scars in him. I don't know if some of them was from the burn, but I would more say some of them was from the cuts. But my mom used to be breaking the bottle and thing on him and stuff like that. So I remember him leaving, and that's the last time I saw my daddy in a very long time. I remember after that it was just me and my mommy. So it was just me and my mommy home there in the house, this big house. Oh, I said it's gonna sip soft, so much better. Y'all can't hear that. So yeah, so I didn't see my daddy in a long time. So and honestly, at that point in time, because I expected him to come home like any day, and then like I say, sometimes my dad used to travel too. So even while living there, sometimes my dad used to go away for a little while and then come back, and then everything fine, and then he used to have to go away to do little business and stuff like that. So I thinking it's one of them. And I just noticing that just taking pretty long. Like I ain't seeing daddy, I ain't seeing daddy. Like he ain't come back yet. Like what's going on? He just used to cross my mind every so often. So I remember one time I was in my room and there was a knock on the window. And so I went to go look at it. And I say, oh, it's daddy. And daddy's like, go in his room, just get some clothes, you want me to get some shirts, get some pants, and bring it to him. And he said, don't let mommy see what I doing. So I go, I'll get whatever clothes he tell me to get, and I'll bring it to the window, and he'll just go. I I don't remember him giving me no speech, no nothing. He would just be like, he just take the clothes and then he'll just go. And on the span of a couple of weeks, like sporadically, like he would just show up there, knock on the window, and tell me to do this mission. So, and my mommy never asked me about this situation. So I would think that in her mind, maybe she was thinking that while she was to work in the day, while I to school, daddy would come home and get some clothes and leave. But that wasn't happening. Like he literally used to come like in the nighttime, like in the evening time, because in the nighttime I sleeping. But then like I remember looking out the window and it was dark. It was dark outside, and only him to the window, and he used to ask me to bring him these clothes, and I used to bringing him his clothes, bringing him whatever he tell me to bring, I'll just bring. And then after a while, it just stopped, and I didn't hear from him no more. I didn't see him no more. My daddy just was gone. Like it was quite apparent after a while because it felt like a long time this time. Like I didn't hear from him, I didn't see him no nothing, and he was literally like gone. And then shortly after that is when I had my first dose of learning about ownership because I realized that I thinking like this day house, finally this wasn't day house because now that daddy's gone, he's not paying any rent. And mommy, no, daddy's the one who paid the rent, so she ain't paying no rent. And so now the landlord came and told us that we have to move. All I remember is this man coming and saying, like, all right, well, he talked to my mommy, and then my mommy come and sit me down and say, baby, we gotta move. I say, well, okay. Well, I smoke. These things don't worry me. I don't even know what's going on. So I just was like, okay. So I remember a bag was getting packed, and it was literally like my bag was getting packed. I don't remember seeing my mommy then pack. And next thing you know, the landlord came back, and all of a sudden, I have to go live with this landlord. So I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't live with my mommy. I couldn't live with my daddy. I don't know where he is. I don't know what happened to my mommy because I know she had to move too. Because she said, we have to move. And then all of a sudden, now I live in with this landlord. So that was like my first like experience where like it was traumatic for me like on the spot because now I live in with this man now. I don't even know who this man is from Harry. I don't know who this man is, but now I have to live by him. And the orders I get now is that okay, I gotta walk to school now and then walk back home. And not even home, to this landlord place every day. It's a good thing that it was easy because the landlord place was like on the way for me when I used to be walking home. The landlord place was like on the way. So like I had to pass this place. Every day it's a pass this place, not knowing what this is. Pass this place to go home. So now instead of passing this place, I just have to go here. So pop. Start going home there. And then I remember clearly like it was this song. It was a popular song. I don't know who was singing it. It was a man and a woman, and the song named Somewhere Out There. And and that was like the hottest song around the time. It had a music video and all that. And I used to watch it on TV, and every single time that song played, I would just burst out crying because I used to miss my mommy so bad. So bad. Like I just was like, I want my mommy so bad. I want my mommy so bad. Like I literally even forget I had a daddy. I just used to miss my mommy bad, 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 bad. And I would just sorry. So like I don't know. I couldn't get over it. I just would feel bad like every single day. And it bothered me. I bought me something serious. I'm not just saying the man wasn't nice, Like I can't remember no emotion from the man. This man never smiled with me. He never even talked to me too much. Like he had two houses, one good looking house where we used to actually live in, and in front of that was like a shop. It was like a dilapidated shop. Like he used to do furniture or something like that because he used to have a bunch of furniture inside the place in the front. So, and the place in the front was on stilts. It was a two-story building, but it was on stilts. And underneath that was like a bunch of chickens used to live underneath there. And I would remember him telling me, one of the few things he would tell me is, go underneath the house in the front and go get some eggs. Because when you go underneath the house, it was like chicken nests like everywhere. Almost to every post what was underneath that place was a nest. And like I would just go and collect eggs. Sometimes he would tell me say, just go get all the eggs. And then sometimes like just for breakfast, he would tell me say go get like when 6 eggs or something like that. And I would just go underneath there and see who have eggs and just get it. For some reason the chicken I was even remember the story I tell you all about how the chicken pecked me up for the check. The chicken could be in the nest and you could reach underneath the chicken and grab the egg and just pull the egg and the chicken would not bother with you. So the chicken ain't bothering you for the egg, but she would kill you for them chicks. Just letting you know that. So um I just remember just that's one of the few things he used to say. He never used to talk to me that much. And it was literally just me and him in his house. I remember a woman coming there every so often. I don't know if that was his sister or what, because she was old just like him, because he was old. He was an old man. And she was old too. And I remember every so often you'll see like a woman there sitting down in the living room with him, or not in the living room, the kitchen with him, talking with him. And I used to be, I actually had my own room there too. So I just used to be in my room watching TV and whatever on TV I'd watch, whatever sitcom coming on. Um, and and the music videos when that used to come on. And like I say, that one song used to catch me every single time. Every single time the song come on, I holler. I holler and I cry and I kick and I scream for my mommy. And this man, I sure he could hear me. I am saying he could hear me because I used to holler. And this man never once come down to calm me down, never once say anything to me, none. So I don't know what was going on there. I started to make some hypotheses. Like I started to think, say, maybe they owed him so much money that I was like, like he hold me, like he just I don't know, he just hold me until they pay. That's what I was thinking. Or maybe my mommy couldn't have no proper place to stay. Maybe she had to stay someplace that where like kids couldn't be, and so he agreed to take care of me while I was there, and until she find like another place, which later on she did, because one day now, my mommy comes and I remember I just see her by surprise. She just opened the door and I scream. I run to my mommy, like how your dog is running here when they come home. I telling you, I get on just like that. I just was like freaking out. And my mom say, oh, some good news. Um, she can come back for me a different day, but she get a place and we can be moving in together. And well, it was like bittersweet because she wasn't telling me she coming for me. She that time when she came, she didn't come for me right then and there. I think we going now. But no, we wasn't going then. She just said, I'm gonna come back for you. And I think it maybe took like a week, but that week feels so long. I couldn't think in school. I couldn't do nothing. All I was thinking about was my mommy coming from me. I needed to get from this place. And like I say, the man wasn't bad, but I literally just used to feel alone. I used to feel alone, and even though like someone was literally there, like I used to feel alone. And I guess that's now I could recognize like what was going on then. Like even though like I just used to be thinking I missing my mommy and stuff like that. Like that was my first brush with being alone. And kind of not really too, because even when I was with my mom and my daddy, I still was kind of alone, because like I said, like I would be alone outside doing my own little thing while mommy inside doing something, or daddy actually he ain't home, or he is home and he in the yard doing something else. And it was, I just used to I was, and I felt like I was okay with it. I never know like I had a problem with being alone, but I because I didn't feel that. I didn't think about, oh, I just here by myself. I didn't think none of that. I just was like, I miss my mommy. I want my mommy so bad. I want my mommy. I want my mommy. And uh now looking back, like for real, like that was like my first brush at just like, yeah, like you alone. So I used to literally cry myself to sleep. Like I wake up and be like, okay, well it's a new day. Like whatever. Today's our day. I in the yard. I used to actually wanted to be the school day so I could go to school and I could talk to friends and stuff like that, and that's that. So anyway, when we finally come for me now, and she actually moved into another one of this man apartments. He had an apartment complex like right around the corner. And so that's where we ended up moving to. We ended up moving to one of his apartment complex. And I remember it being a decent place. It was a different situation from the house where we have. We had this big massive house, and we moved from there to this apartment complex, which was like, I don't know, it was more modern. Like the big house, like literally used to be like, the windows was like, you just it was like this wood cut out, and you just open out the window like that. You know, and then you was just stick to hold the window open. But the house was huge, upstairs, downstairs, it was massive. And like I said, the property around it was massive. That feel like an acre, like literally just in the yard. That was I in an acre just in the yard. So like we moved to this new place now at modern. All the places connected. All these different stuff that I never see before, but I was fine with it. And so my mommy now, to maintain this place, she had to work two jobs. So here comes loneliness version number two now. So I basically used to live by myself. I used to I used to get ready for school in the morning, go bed, brush my teeth. Um, if I could fix me something to eat, fix me something to eat, if I have time for that, and just wait for this taxi to come pick me up. Taxi come pick me up, drop me to school. I stayed at school all day, and everything was now instead of me carrying lunch to the school now, the school actually had like a canteen, but like stuff was already paid for me there. So like I could have just go to the canteen and just pick what I want and then just get it, and that used to be me. And I get the orders of how much stuff I could order a day and stuff like that. And all right, I only could get one sandwich, one drink, one little snack, and that's that. Like I'm not saying that that's what it was, but I used to have like a regimen of what I have to get every day. So that's what I used to do. Then in the afternoon, the taxi would come pick me up from school and drop me home. And I don't know if I had homework, but I surely wasn't doing it. Because I remember as soon as I go home, I would rush inside, take off my clothes, put on some other clothes, and run back outside. And then one good thing what was happening is that one of my neighbors now, my neighbor right on the side of me, because it was like levels, like it was going down, and like the very top, was this family, and then right underneath them was me, and then go on and on and on and on until they go down, and then it's like a little circle, so or semicircle. So I remember like the neighbors them who's on top of us now. This was the dread thing about their family. All the children, it was like I think it was like four boys and like three girls. All the boys' names start with D. All the girls' names start with D. The mummy names start with D. The daddy names start with D. And guess what? My name start with D. So I feel like I was a part of their family. So literally, like I couldn't wait to go home to go deal with them. And I used to be with them, playing with them until the death hour. Sometime during like let's just say 7, 8 o'clock in the night, mommy always used to come to that door and scream out. She used to call off each one of their name. Time to come inside. Time to come inside. And that was the dreaded hour for me because I used to run up there with them. I used to stand up, watch all of them go inside, all of them, and then she used to hail me by, and then she used to close the door, and I used to listen for the locks and all, the click click, the chain go on, everything. I just listen for all that. I said, all right, can't do that now. So I used to go home, and when I home now, I really have nothing to do. I just used to have, and then even home too, we had like, I had like a regiment too, so I have a bunch of snacks home. You know, like a bunch of popsicle in the fridge, but then I only could eat such and such popsicle a day, such and such a snack a day, such and such like that's I have a regiment like my mommy tell me. And one time I actually got in trouble because what I am doing is that they end up some of the children from upstairs and I'm coming inside by me, and when they see I have all these snacks, they wanted some too. So I gave them some of the snacks, which was like over my regiment now. Because like if I get two popsicle and two of this and two of that and two of that, now I have to give everyone one of each. And so now this thing then down. It ain't gone, but it down to. So when we used to actually, she actually used to come home, but what used to happen is that she used to come home in the middle of the night. Sometimes I may miss and wake up, and that was another situation there because anyway, I'll get to that part later. But um, she used to come like in the middle of the night, go to sleep, wake up before I even wake up, and leave. So I hardly used to see my mommy during the week unless I miss and get up in the middle of the night. And normally when that happened, it used to be some thunderstorm happening, or it used to wake me up. And I used to get scared, and I used to run underneath the desk because we had a little desk, and I used to run underneath the desk because when we always tell me say move from all the shiny stuff, all the mirrors whenever it's a thunderstorm, and go underneath this particular desk that we had, and so that's what I used to do. So like and sometimes like for real like if I wake up in the middle of the night, I would know my mommy in the room. Couldn't go in there because she used to be in there with people, but that's as far as I can give you all a hint what was going on in the room. But yeah, so I still couldn't even go in the room because she had company. So I just have to deal with it. The most I might see my mommy is, and it always just be one. Like if I see my mommy on Saturday, if I finally get to see my mommy for the full day Saturday, because I home full day and I guess she would be off that day, then I wouldn't see her the next day Sunday. Or if I see her Sunday, she wasn't there the day before Saturday. So because my mommy was working double, like I would think that you would get 2 days off. So I guess maybe one of the days I was in school, I guess she was off, but she wouldn't be there when I come home. So There I was living alone there too. There I probably was like 5 years old, maybe. Yeah, I think so because I reached in the Bahamas like 6 years old. I, and actually, I really thinking like some of the time lapses on the on these things like maybe they were shorter than I thought it was because I was here in the Bahamas when I was 6 years. I was actually in school in grade two at 6 years old. So, and then before that, while I was still in the Bahamas, it felt like a year, but maybe it wasn't a year, but it felt long that I was homeschooled. And then before that, I was in Trinidad. So I some of these times like it just feel long, but maybe it wasn't long because I can't see me going through all these things at little 3 years old. I don't even want to put 3 years old into nothing because I don't even think that you're that cognitive like when you're 3 years old. So that's why I was trying to say it have to be 4, maybe 5 years old. But I know I was in the Bahamas in school at 6 years old. And before that, I had a whole homeschooling I was doing. So that's I don't know. Maybe months is going by and it just feel long. It just feel like a year. Like maybe it's like 6 months, and I in my mind that's a year at that young age because I just know long periods of time used to happen when these things was going on. But anyway, um, yeah. So that would happen. That would happen where like I would just go through that the same thing. What I just say every single day, every single day, every single day. It was just me by myself, and I literally just was. I was disciplined enough to do what I have to do, except for when I give all my friends, them, all my second family, um, stuff from the pantry. But um, yeah, like that. That was another time that I was forced to be alone, and I really didn't like it. I really didn't. I remember like I just used to be sad. I never used to be crying or nothing like that. But I just used to be like, man, they gotta go inside already. Man, we playing for hours, like we coming home like little bit like yeah. I guess it wouldn't be long when you're a child. So I probably would reach home like if I walking home, I probably reach home like because sometimes like even the taxi would drop me to the bottom of the hill. Like after he didn't do it for so long, he dropped me to the bottom and I used to walk up. That's what started happening in the end part of it. But before that, he used to drop me all the way home. Sometimes he would even, like, if when we forget to send food with me, the taxi would already have food in the car. Like, he'd offer this pizza, this full box of pizza, which I used to never see by myself. I used to share with my second family. And that used to be me. So I remember, I remember just running up and down through the little like all right, so sometimes when they go inside and I don't want to be inside, I would just run through the complex and play with myself through the complex.